How's it going, everybody? I'm Lewis, also known as Skeffles, and welcome to the 33rd devlog for my Iron Age fantasy tower defense game, Project Torrim. Last week I worked on quite a few different things, sorting out some of the last sounds, reorganising my Trello board, and revamping how bases work. Link to that devlog in the cards. That video hit its 15 like target, which was awesome, and it'll be brilliant if this video got 15 likes too, so click the like button now. Thanks for liking the video. So what's the plan for this one? This week I want to begin work on the main menu for the game. The aim of this menu is to give the player information and easy access to the game. I figured designing a menu would be easy. As a gamer, I've seen my fair share of them. However, just to make sure I wouldn't miss anything too obvious, I decided to load up Celeste to see what their menu had. It was pretty much as I expected. There was a button to play, an options menu, credits, and an exit. One thing I did pick up on was the splash screen at the start of the game, which is something I'd like to implement. So with Celeste's menu in mind, I got out a notepad and started drawing a basic design. The menu I've designed has three main elements. First, the main part will be for navigation, with buttons for things like new game, loading a game, instructions, settings, and exiting. Then there'll be a splash screen, which will give you the name of the game and credit me. And finally, the profile picker for creating new game saves or loading existing ones. Following this design, I began working on these menus. It's been a few days and the menu is coming along very nicely. The first thing I worked on was simply getting the buttons on the screen. I then fixed text on all the buttons in the game, as for some reason there was some code shifting them to the top left. Once that was fixed, the menu looked quite nice, and I hooked up the settings button to the settings menu that already exists, and the exit button to close down the game. I then moved on to creating a profile picker to create new and load games. This took a little longer than I had expected because I didn't really have any mechanism to switch between menus. In the end, what I did was put each menu on a game layer and then enable and disable layers based on what I wanted to show. Similarly, I didn't have a mechanism to switch between game levels. As the core game is on its own level, I took some time to develop a primitive level manager so I could load the game from the menu and vice versa. By this point I realised I also needed a basic design for the instructions menu. Throughout the week I was playing around with the idea of using tutorial instead of instructions, but I think an instructions menu is a quick win right now, and a tutorial will be nice to have for future consideration. This instructions menu is pretty basic but important. It'll have a title, tell you to defend the camp, tell you how to buy towers, and how to place them. With this in mind, I finished off the week creating the last parts of the menu. It's come to the end of my development week, and I'm pretty happy with how the menus have come along. I began with the splash screen idea. All I wanted was a short period of time to let you know the name of the game and that I created it. I then moved on to a background for all of these menus, placing the camp you're defending on the left, with some swampy ground in the middle to frame the menus and get you used to the graphics. I also added the game title to the top of the main menu, and my credit to the bottom right. Finally, I added the instructions menu, which was pretty simple, but again, is key to let the player know what's going on. I think this is fantastic progress on the menu for the game. My previous games have had really badly thrown together start screens, but this feels fairly well put together. What do you think of the menu? Let me know in the comments below. Personally, I have a few concerns, especially about reading text in the menus. However, my next devlog I plan to review all of the UI, as much of it provides a janky experience and purely uses temporary development graphics. Since it's Christmas next week, I'm not entirely sure when the next devlog will be ready. I usually upload on Sundays at 2, but that might not be possible next week. So make sure you subscribe to get notified when the devlog comes out. I hope you enjoyed watching this devlog for Project Torrim. Leave the video a like to let me know you did. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.